Well, I think I have taken a long time for the prelude. Now that Nintendo has demonstrated positive results in the expansion of the gaming market with DS by expanding the user base, what would we propose on console arena? As you know, I talked about our upcoming console codenamed Revolution at this year's E3. This is the picture of the console that we showed at E3. At approximately the size of 3 DVD standard cases stacked together, it is very a compact console. Our aim is identical in both the portable and console game machines. Nintendo always had the same mission. How can we expand the gaming population, and how can we develop the market? The goal is identical, and it is in this area that we must focus our efforts. Even before we began our proposal with the Nintendo DS, I have had a growing sense of crisis. Throughout the history of game development, since the days of Famicom, the game control mechanism has become more and more sophisticated. Perhaps those who have quit gaming or who have never played with games looked at the controller and feel it may be too difficult for them to play, even before they dare to touch the controller. In order to expand the gaming population, it is taken for granted that we need to offer games to satisfy veteran gamers. At the same time, I believe we need to make a new proposal so that those who are not playing video games now will say, I can do it, and I want to touch it. Here, what is most important is the controller interface. If we make the linear extension of the interface, those who are not playing with video games today, namely those who are not sure if they have nimble enough fingers to manipulate today's controllers, will shy away from touching. By dynamically changing the interface to attract those who are not playing games now, and at the same time offering new sensations to veteran gamers, we can encourage everyone to play games with fresh excitement from that same starting line. We felt that this is the most important thing for us to do. Basically, this is the approach taken for DS. Of course, we cannot physically split the TV screen into two, nor can we make it touchscreen. So, we started by disregarding the conventional wisdom that the game controller must be held by both hands. Please take a look at this video. This is the Revolution controller. In order to realize our goal of creating a new styling line for all and to create a fresh control style anyone can intuitively understand, we have come up with a design that differs greatly from any of today's controllers. As you can see, we have also made bold innovations in playstyle as well. On the front of this controller is a brand new sensor which we call the direct pointing device. This allows Revolution to detect precisely which location on the screen the controller is pointing toward. With this technology, you can not only point at a location intuitively, Revolution can also detect the distance from the screen and even the angle of the controller. The fact that Revolution will have wireless controllers right from the beginning will create a more intuitive and easy to understand control for novice players. And at the same time, for the veteran gamers, it will provide a fresh and surprising feeling of play control. Of course, we can also use multiple controllers this way at the same time. Multiple players may be engaged in an intense squash game. Developers may create a game with a cooking theme with a brand new play control feeling, or player may enjoy games in which they move the controller slowly and precisely. Or even one player may hold two controllers to play musical instruments. Furthermore, an intuitive fishing game with real load-like action could be made. Maybe it can be used for a new way to control the jumping action of a game character. So far, I have just talked about gameplay control with only one hand, but that's not all. Another characteristic of this controller is its flexibility for expansion. On the opposite end from the direct pointing device is the expansion connector. This connector is the gateway to enormous possibilities for expansion. Today, I have just shown what we call the nunchuck style expansion controller.